Hello, and welcome to Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to do an after-action report of Battlespace by Modiphius and Table Salt Games. So let's get started. The other night at my Wargaming club, it was suggested that Battlespace might be a fun game to use for a Star Wars sort of Andor-based gaming system. So we've begun working and playtesting an idea towards doing that. We're not the only ones who have done this. I know on the Facebook page for Battlespace there's somebody who plays the game regularly with Star Wars figures. We're using Legion figures for ourselves. There wasn't an enhancement written up for the game online, as far as I could tell. We did find one set of some gear cards available through Board Game Geek, but in Spanish. Absolutely beautiful cards, mind you, but in Spanish. We're looking at adjusting that model for our own use. I decided to originally play with just a really thin skin. Eventually we're going to create our own cards and things like that, but the game I'm about to show you is going to be using all just the cards that come with the game, with a couple of adaptations that I decided to make. And still more need to be made, I think. One of the issues with the game, the guy that plays it on Facebook usually plays it as Imperial, and that kind of fits the original scheme of Battlespace more. Battlespace is ultra-modern military combat, but as is the example in most modern ultra-modern military combat, it tends to be asymmetrical fights between European, well-armed and supplied and trained Europeans against insurgents. That's not really the case if you decide to play rebels, which is what we're trying to do. I think playing as Imperial meets the feel and genre of Battlespace better, but playing the Republic makes, or the Rebels, fits the genre of Star Wars better. So the idea that we're looking at is we're playing well-trained, small sleeper groups or special agents, special forces, a little bit better prepared and trained perhaps than your average insurgent. So for this game I'm using insurgent cards for the stormtroopers, though I'm giving them 2 armor points or 2 hit points to try to represent the armor instead of just 1. I may bump that up a little. The armor probably should be better than 2. I'm thinking it may be at least 3. We're still playing with that. I also want to rechange the chart for starting configurations of the enemy to reduce the number of stragglers in the game, and maybe to increase the possibility of having officers show up in the game, leaders who will help form stragglers into elements anyway. But you don't tend to see one stormtrooper on duty by himself in any of the canon. Anyway, so basically the only really change I've made here is I have the opponents, their hit points basically, from 1 to 2. I don't have any decent terrain right now. I've been relying on a friend's terrain. So we're using my Carnival terrain and considering, I guess, to be Naboo, or someplace probably in the mid-empire, not the mid-rim, not the outer rim, a little bit nicer place. So all that being said, let's go to the gaming table. What we're doing here, we're somewhere on Naboo. The insurgents, the rebel forces, have to make this building. They have to hold that building for at least 5 phases. That's the closest thing to a time limit that this game is going to have. It doesn't say how long it has to take them to get there. They have to hold it for 5. They're probably transmitting something or something like that. After that, they will call for to be taken out. A shuttle will come and get them and pull them out. Right now, they are all right here. We have Dalkest, who is the leader. He is also armed with a more accurate blaster rifle. He's got team leader as well. He's designated marksman and he has team leader. Ross is next to him with the repeating heavy blaster. Then Crawford, who acts as the medic, is just armed with a normal blaster, and as is Krebs, who is right there with him as well. They don't have to go very far. They started in the right place for that. They just got to come in here, hold that building for 5 turns. What we're going to do first is activate Dalquist. So he's got 7 or higher he has to make. He's got a 16. So he can do 2 orders and 1 free action. His first order is going to be a movement. There. He could try to shoot, but I don't think he's going to get anything. Let's go ahead and try that. Now he can't do an aim fire because he just moved, but he could do a normal fire weapon. He's going to shoot one of these guys. They are fighters, insurgent fighters. Their TL is 9. So the way this is going to work is I have to roll a d20. I have to take their threat level, which is 9, and then I have to meet or exceed it with a d20 modified by the attack score, which is accuracy, which is a +1. So I have a +1 to the roll. This is not point blank range. They're probably in cover. So I'll give them a -2, so that's going to bring it down to a -1. I need 8 or higher. I only got a 16. That weapon does 1 hit. No, it does 2 hits. Primary weapon may roll does 2 wounds. 2 wounds, that takes one of them down. So we have our first casualty. Now I'm treating these guys as CIA, which means they get a +1 for the sit-rep card phase to modify it. So that's 1 guy down. That gives them 1 point. And now we're going to try to activate somebody else. So I think I'm going to activate the heavy machine gun. So 20, that's a critical success. So he's going to get an extra action. Now his gun allows him to perform a second shooting attack against a target that is within the AoE of his first target, or the soldier can perform a suppression for 1 order. The weapon deals 2 wounds. It gives a -2 to his accuracy. His initiative is 7, so he made it by 20. He's I'm gonna move him to the cover of this box. That was 1 order. The second order, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at one of those guys over there. It's going to have a -2 to it. It's going to be -4 because of the weapon's accuracy. His accuracy would have been a 2, so it's going to be a -2 to the roll, and he's got to beat 9. He got a 9, but he had a -2. So that is a miss for the first one, but he can take an extra, so he's going to do that. So it'll be on that guy there in the front. Yeah, oh, it's worse. And that is his actions done. No shots that turn. We'll go ahead and do Cribs. Cribs activates on an 8. No problem. Cribs is going to do an advance. Oh, no he's not. You stand there and do a shoot at one of the guys. There's these 2 guys back there. So he's going to shoot at one of those. His accuracy is 3, so he has to beat a 9. I'm going to roll that. 18 is no problem. But that only does 1 hit. I'm giving these guys 2 hits, which maybe I shouldn't. That might be too expensive. And the last one, this is Crawford. Initiative is 7. Just barely got it. He's gonna stay back there. Actually, that was Crawford, that's Krebs. That is their turn done. So what happens now is we go to the sit rep phase, which means that I pull a sit rep card. I get this one here. A lost visual. The point man from the nearest enemy element to a soldier throws a smoke grenade between his element and the soldier. The element will not move through the smoke. I think these guys are actually the closest. All right, so the way this is going to work, they're going to throw it to there. I'm going to put that there. So we roll a d20. 9 or 20 will be a direct hit. 13, 14, 15. So that is a direct hit. We'll put this right there. That is the sit rep card. Now, everybody who didn't activate is going to now go. We're going to start with the ones who are nearest the... So they're going to move and engage. So... move to here. Shoot the first one. These are Sergeant Fighter Element. They're 9s. The sheet cover is going to make them 7s though. So the first one's going to be at Crawford. He's okay. And the second one is at Ross. They're both okay. The next group is probably this group over here. It's going to be the same thing. Crawford's in the open for them. That's a hit. Crawford is hit for 1. Medic always gets hit first. Second one's also going to shoot Crawford at this. That, ooh, critical hit. That's going to bring him to 3. He's now at a -1, and the last guy is a miss. That hurts. Crawford's in trouble. The last is the group over here. It's not going to have line of sight on anybody. That takes us to turn 2. Crawford needs to get into cover, but Dahlquist gets a +1 to his initiative if he goes first. Dahlquist 7, he's 6, he's got a 7. He's going to go. He's going to do an aim shot at the group crossing over the bridge just there. It's going to give him a +2 to the roll. He would only have needed a 9 anyway. Well, they're actually in cover. So that'll undo the cover. And he's got a +1 to the roll, so he needs an 8. He's got a 20. That's do an extra hit point. One of them outright. Takes them to another sit rat point. And he gets to fire again automatically. This time it's only going to be need 8, but that's a hit. So he takes another one out. He is like clobbering guys. Now we will activate Crawford. Crawford cannot do the first aid on himself. Crawford's going to pull back. Well, first he's got to roll his initiative. He's at a -1 because he's down 3. He needs an 8. He's okay. He's going to pull back here. So he could shoot first. So let's do that. He's going to shoot at one of those guys first. There. He's going to need to 10, his skill makes it 9. 3, he's a miss. And then he's going to pull back. Activate Ross. Ross is going to fire at those guys if he makes his roll. 13, that probably does, yes. So he can only fire 1. Actually, his gun lets him do 2, doesn't it? This is the second shot if he gets the first one. So he's at a -2. Just a normal -2 for the weapon. His accuracy is normally +2, so he needs a 9 to hit. He's got a hit. That does 2 points of damage, does it? Yes. He takes the first guy out, gives us another point. And then the second one, 7. Second one is a miss. And that leaves us with Krebs. This activates on an 8. Just barely. It's going to move there. And he's going to shoot. Oh, he's good. 9. He needs a 6. He still misses. The sit rep card again. This time the sit rep card. He's got cover. The nearest straggler element not in hand-to-hand combat with a soldier in solid cover makes an advance to the nearest piece of terrain to benefit from cover. Okay, so he's going to make it to there. So he's activated. There. Move against the smoke there. He's going to move across onto the bridge. And he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot at Krebs. Krebs is up to K. The other guy's coming over that bridge. Now we take it to turn 3. Activate the officer. He's got a 7. That's a failure. The sit rep card. Trap. The last soldier that attempted an initiative roll has stumbled onto a tripwire. Roll d20 for the outcome. Can remove from game. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my points to get rid of that. That's the advantage of the fight I'm using, is that those kill points that I get, take those off. Now he only gets one action, but that action is going to be a shoot. I think we're still not in point blank range. No. So 9 and 8. 14's a hit. Does 2 points of damage. That takes him out. Oh, I think this should have gone. Krebs is going to go towards the bridge. Oh, he has to roll first. 19, no problem. He's going to stay in the cover there and shoot at the guy on the bridge over here. That would be a 9 normally. There's no cover now. And we have a 3, so he needs a 6. That's a hit, but that weapon only does 1 point of damage. Not the remarkable 2 that the other one's been doing. Activate Ross with the big gun. Activates on a 7, that's a miss, but he can do it again because he's near the big guy. 10. He's going to shoot. It's a -2. Can he line of sight? I don't think he does. Oh, he's going to move and shoot these guys. So 19. That's going to be a hit. Does 2 points. Takes one of them out automatically. They are going to do what should have been doing all along, which is they're going to pull back. And I have to just cross. Cross can go. This is going to go to here. And sit rep phase. The card I get is I have movement. Straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or train feature to the soldiers with the highest initiative. It would be Krebs. Here. But he doesn't get to activate when he first comes in. That is a straggler. Oh, I do have to roll. He is not a soldier. Now the others get to activate. First would be these guys. So they're going to come around the corner. First one. This is an element. They come around the corner. They're going to shoot at him. They have 9s. He's in cover. So that makes it 7s. That is a hit for 1 point. And a miss. So Ross has been hit for 1 point. 3 over there, the closest now. They're going to come down to here. They're still out of line of sight. And then this one here is going to come to here and shoot. Krebs in cover, so we need a 7. That is a crit fail. So that is 2 points on Krebs. We're not doing well. Almost everybody is wounded. We were doing really well to start, but now things are going dark. All right, we're gonna roll for Dahlquist. He's got a 7, he's got a 15. He's gonna do an aim shot at this guy. That guy's in cover, that's a negative, it's should be 9. Cover makes it 11. Accuracy with the weapon makes it 10, so 3 is a miss. Boom. Does not hit him. About the change of terrain that's just happened. We ran a game at the club last night and I forgot to bring some of my scenery back. Probably have some duplicates on my sit rep cards because I've used them. I don't know which ones I'd already played in the game. It should be in the discharge pile, and there may be some that actually, I don't think we had any that got one use only cards, but we'll find out, won't we? Quest is gone. I think he's the only one that's gone. Maybe Krebs I think went. So let's go ahead and activate Crawford. So Crawford is going to shoot at one of these guys. Crawford's got an accuracy of +1. The weapon's going to bring it down to -1. And our urgent fighter element 9. So need a 8 or higher. That is a miss. He misses with the first shot, but he can use a second order for a second shot. That's his like special thing. It's Ross, not Crawford. Ross. The second one does hit, so he takes out one of those guys. I don't think I want to move Krebs yet, but I do have to roll for him anyway. 16, no problem. So that is their turn done. It goes to the sit rep phase. They're engaging us. All enemies activate. They will move towards the nearest soldier and make an attack. Oh, this is bad. That's actually hand-to-hand. Gonna have a hand-to-hand fight there. They have a hand-to-hand fight here. Ooh, didn't see that coming. He's gonna shoot. We're in trouble, man. Hand-to-hand fight. I don't do hand-to-hands often. It's going to be a 9. Krebs doesn't have anything. Oh, he does. He has a +2. But that ain't enough. So he is wounded in that fight. Ross has a +1. And he does a damage to the guy. So he wins his fight. Krebs loses his. Now we have shooting. So we'll have this fellow on his own is going to shoot. He can't shoot at Krebs. Can he shoot at block line of sight? Yeah, I don't think we have any shooting. All right. That phase done. So it goes to the next turn. I'm going to activate Dahlquist. It's a +1 to his initiative. His initiative is 7. He's no problem. He's going to use 1 move to get into a fight. He's going to come in here and fight. Now, needs a 9. His +1 makes it 8. And the fact there's 2 in the fight makes it 7. That is a miss. He takes his first damage. And roll for Krebs. Krebs needs an 8. 9 actually, that's a failure, but he can roll again. We're going to use that time he makes it. He's going to fight. Krebs is at a +1 because he's wounded. Should have been 1 last time. This time he is successful though, so he does a hit. Try to activate Ross. Did we already activate Ross? Ross activates on a 7. He's got it. He's got a +1. So he's an 8, he got a 9, so he takes this guy out. Another downed dude. And last we have Crawford. Crawford activates on an 8, he's good, fine. So I'll go here. Now it is the sit rep phase. So he's got cover, the nearest straggler element not in hand-to-hand combat with a soldier or in solid cover makes an advance to the nearest piece of terrain to benefit from cover. We're going to move to cover. Well, one of the fight isn't. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's all them. So all we have then is the one fight. He's got a 9. It's going to be an 8 because there's 2 guys there. That's enough to kill him. And that is their turn done. Falls to us. Activate Dalquest. Dalquest activates on 6. He's got it. He's going to come here. And we're going to shoot guys in cover. The one behind the fountain. We'll shoot one of the guys behind the well. This guy here. We're going to give him the advantage of cover. So 9 needs an 8. Ooh, he is jammed and it is a miss. Okay. So he's jammed. That is not what we wanted. We'll do Krebs. Krebs is wounded, so he needs a 9. 7. We can re-roll that. He gets it. This will be the one re-roll though. He's going to do an aim shot. I'll get rid of his modifier. And his accuracy bonus is +3. He's going to be down because of the cover. So it's going to be +1. He needs an 8. He's got it. But he only does 1 point of damage. Oh, maybe I should have shown us. He's going to shoot same guy in the middle. An accuracy of 2. He loses it because of the gun he's shooting, so it's going to be a 0. He's 9. He has a hit that does 2 hits of 2 points of damage. He takes out the middle guy. He can fire again at using his last order because of the gun he's using. So he's going to shoot the guy behind the cover. Should have been -2. Well, he still made it. I actually need 9, 11. That's a hit too. Boom. We're winning. We're winning big time. The medic. Crawford activates 8. He's got it. Rep phase. I have movement. A straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain feature. To the soldiers with the highest initiative. Highest initiative is Krebs. It's going to be that same building that they've been coming out of. Roll the die to determine when you're can be in there. And I got 6. This is the second one to come out of there. We have the others. To here. He's going to fire Krebs. 9. Krebs is in cover. 10, 11. Krebs is wounded. 10. That is a miss. Other one's going to shoot from where he is, I think. So he's got a 9. Cover makes it 10, 11. No, makes it 7. 17. So that's a miss. All right, so that turn is done. We'll go again. This time we need to clobber in people. Activate Dahlquist, because that's what I always do first. He's got a 16. He only needed a 6. He's going to shoot the guy in front of him. He's got accuracy is +1. Shooting at a 9, so he needs an 8. The guy's in cover though. Oh, 9. That's a miss. Can reroll. That weapon lets a reroll. 14 is the second one is a hit. It does 2 wounds. The guy can only take 1. He's gone. Activate boss. Activate 7. He's got it. He's gonna shoot. He's got accuracy +2, but the gun makes it 0. Shooting at a guy in cover. It's a 9, 10, 11. He needs an 11 to hit. That's a miss, but he can do his other order for the second one. Those are both misses. That's not what I wanted. Try to activate with Krebs. He activates on a 9. Krebs is gonna go to there. And activate Crawford. He activates at 8. He's a miss, but he's... Did we use an extra one? I don't think we did. 17. He's going to move up to here, being in cover. Shoot the guy behind cover. So Crawford has a +1. 0 because of his wound. It would be 9, 10, 11. He needs an 11 to hit. And he's got it just barely. He takes out the last guy. That's not the last guy. There's a guy behind them. Forgot all about the guy behind them. All right, sit rep. Well, the guy behind him can't do anything this turn anyway. War cry. All enemies in the mission area have +1 TL till the end of the turn. Well, that's almost done. There's nobody to go, so that doesn't matter. Now it is our turn again. I'm going to activate Dahlquist, because I always do. He's 9. He's going to do an advance. To here. Activate Krebs on a 9. Krebs is going to go to this door. And I have to see what it takes to open a door. Breaching a door. Do the breaching. This opens the door. Ross is going to have to kill that guy. So Ross activates. He's going to shoot at the guy in the open there. It's going to be a 9. Straight up. He hits. Does 2 points of damage. Boom, boom, boom. He's gone. Just like that. Ross can go. That's them done. Sit rep card. Contact for enemy straggler element nearest the last soldier that attempted initiative roll moves and attacks. Discard this card and shuffle into the sit rep discard pile back into the sit rep deck. That's the only guy on the table. 11. He's got it. He's gonna go into the building and load his weapon. And unjam his weapon. Krebs. Barely makes it. He's going to move into the building up to the 2nd floor. Ross does not make it and is no longer in line of sight. So, trap. The last soldier that attempted an initiative roll has stumbled into a tripwire. Roll d20 outcome. 18. Catches it just in time. Removed from game. Now he can move. Do one action. So he's going to move to there. Leaves Crawford. Crawford fails. Trap. Really? 1. IED models with an AOA receive 1 wound. Good. Crawford is down. There's nothing to respond because nothing's on the table. Takes us to turn 2. So Ross goes back after Crawford. Dahlquist gets a free move action up to the 2nd floor. And then he gets his normal move, which I'm going to use to take him all the way up to the balcony. We'll go up to the balcony too, because it makes sense that they all need to be at the balcony. There's no guys on the table, so it is now turn 3 to activate Ross. Ross fails. He is in line of sight. He fails twice. He's got cover near straggler element, not in hand-to-hand combat with a soldier. There's nobody on the table, so nothing happens there. And then he can go down to 1. That's a normal sit rep phase. Well, actually I have to roll for. So Dahlquist is fine. Okay, and Krebs is fine. The normal sit rep phase. I have movement. Straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or train to the soldier with the highest initiative. It's probably this building. And it comes out of that same building. And that takes us to turn 4. Activate Ross. Makes it the 2nd time. And Ross is going to carry Crawford. Just going to have to put his gun up, take out his small arm. Apparently it moves normal. He's a -3 to shoot, and if he gets into hand-to-hand. let's shoot first. 9. That is a hit. Does 2 points and takes him out. And then he can move him. I have movement. Straggler enters. Another straggler coming from the same damn place. And 19. That's not right. So sit rep move. Shots fired. Straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain feature to the soldier with the highest initiative and attacks the nearest soldier. The other building, he comes out, he's going to shoot. I have to roll to see what he is. He's a normal guy, so he's a 9. Comes out, he's got a 9, he's going to shoot. Our dude at Ross, no, he's going to shoot at Crawford. That's a hit. Crawford, anyway around it, that's a hit. Crawford is dead. But there is nobody else on the table to activate now. So it goes to their turn. It's turn 5. I got to get to the end of this turn and we're out of here. Man down. Activate Ross. Reroll that. 6. Said he can reroll. I was rerolling that because it got into the crack, so I was calling it uneven. Then I rerolled because the officer's in line of sight. So we have a hit. He's gonna fire at the first guy that he was shooting at. This is going to be an equal chance, so he needs a 9. That's a miss. He can use his other order for a second attempt. That one's a hit. He takes out one of those guys. It's his turn done. To roll Valquist. He makes his initiative. We have to roll for Krebs. He makes his. It is their turn. Reinforcements. An enemy element, a D6, enters the mission area at a random edge, not the edge the soldiers entered from. They entered here. Oh wow, 6 guys come in. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a D5. They're going to come in from over here. But that's turn 5. So shuttle comes in and rescues us, and we are successful. There you have it. Battlespace Star Wars. Battlespace is a great game, and it is a really good sandbox for making other things. Even online, there's already enhancements to do Vietnam. There's enhancements for doing a Zona Alpha sort of game. Past before the 2nd edition from Modiphius came out, there were some special ops games and things out there. There's a lot you can do with it using his. Oh, we do a Wild West game of it. We've done a alternative history game with a Russian Civil War, and we have done Indians using Battlespace. So there's a lot of things you can do. The game system is simple enough and abstractable enough that it's pretty easy to mold into other things. I think you'll see part of the mistakes are the issues I was talking about earlier. I still feel it's a little easy. The stormtroopers might be a little too easy to take out. I'd like to make that a little harder. And some of that is just the luck of this game. It is very, very random since it's driven by the sit rep cards and a number of dice rolls for who show up and how games unfold after that. So you can have games that are complete milk runs, or you can have games that you are overwhelmed with too many enemies very, very quickly. Either can happen. So it's going to take a little bit more play testing, I think, to get the balance right between the different equipment that we're going to add to the game and to the raising the quality of the bad guys from basic insurgents the way they are typically in Battlespace to getting a feel of the different levels of more professional enemy in Star Wars. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have any suggestions or if you played with this idea yourself, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any ideas for further content you'd like to see us produce here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, we look in the comment section for that as well. If you've enjoyed the video, I hope you'll hit like. I'd like to receive further notifications for videos like this one that may help you determine how to better spend your time or money in your tabletop wargaming hobby, then I hope you'll hit subscribe and ring our notification bell. We also have a Buy Me a Coffee page if you'd like to support the page in that fashion. All that being said, thank you for joining us, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.